Hello, everyone. Welcome to Mind Body TV. I'm here live today, and I'd love to hear where you're tuning in from. I have a great topic today that I think many people are beginning to awaken to, and that is, as we become more conscious, as we sort of ascend in our own personal frequency, and we realize we have a lot of power and we have deep desires that we are here to live. It is very natural that we want to share this with others. We want to be more of a contribution. We want to have more meaning and purpose in our lives, and that the old structures we've sort of bought into really don't work for us. And so one of the main points today is, if you feel like you just want to get out of here, like I am dying in the old structures of like work, commerce, finance, all of the old education, that like, whoa, this isn't working for me. Medicine, healthcare, wow, this really isn't working for me. There is nothing wrong with you. This is evidence that we are in a shift. And this shift is going to come not from the outside in and someone saying, here's your new structure, although, they are being developed, but it will really come from the inside out, your participation in it, your part in it. It will come as a calling from within you, from the inside out. And so I'm really excited to share about this today and to connect with you if you are feeling exhausted, depleting, kind of trying to keep the status quo together. Share with me in the comments here. I want to hear from you. And hello, Tina Marie. You've helped me so much. Yay. Hello to everybody else who's joining. All right, for those of you who don't know who I am, hello, Kelly and Susan from Ireland, Jane in Connecticut, Danielle, Jacksonville, Mary Kay, Southern California, Silky Heart, Texas. Always love these Wednesday sessions. Colorado, Victoria, BC. All right, Boston, Chicago, Virginia. All right, you guys, thank you. Rita from British Columbia. All right, so hello, and post where you are located. All right, so for those of you who don't know me, I am a physician who had an awakening experience at a really young age and had all of that knowing kind of just open up to realize we are creators, we are connected, we're not separate. To realize, as within, so without, our power for healing the body, for creation in our life actually comes from within us. And it will feel really bad when we close to that. It will feel really bad when we buy into our victimhood or our powerlessness, or we try to subscribe to these outer structures that really are not life-giving. They're not meant to be. We don't need to do it that way anymore. But we won't see the path until we open. And that is because we are pure energy. We are energy and consciousness. And the way this vessel works, we think that what we see is reality. But as I was at the Science Museum in Boston with my kids a couple of weeks ago, and there are all these optical illusions, and they have you see things very differently that aren't actually like there on the page. And Gemma said, Mom, imagine it's having you see these things that aren't there. I wonder what else we're seeing that isn't there. And I was like, cha-ching, sister. Exactly. It's getting you to see that what you see and think is reality is actually really strongly based on your perception. And what you think is true and what you think is real is really a projection onto the template of this matrix. How do we change that? How do we create something new? That's what we're here to talk about today. So it's really been my passion to bring this perspective for the purpose of healing, for the purpose of reversing and resolving disease, because your body is going to manifest what you think, what is your perception, who you think you are, what you think is true. It's going to show up in your cells. It's going to get expressed by your DNA. It affects everything in your body. So for me as a physician, it's fascinating to practice medicine this way, where we can resolve the root, the very core of what's keeping that disease from healing, and see not just like, oh, I feel better, I don't have that back pain, but oh, wow, I am an entirely different being. So not just let's get rid of your MS or your cancer or your autoimmune disease or your Hashimoto's and like fix the problem, but actually, wow, let's have an awakening to realize that that experience was just serving you and seeing where you've been out of alignment with the truth. And so today we are stepping into that with looking at these structures we've been participating at that actually keep us contracted, that keep us in disconnection, like working, trying harder, but never really accessing our true power. So we're just going to get more intellect and more sick as we walk down that path. And we all get to a point where we're like, I can't do it this way anymore. So if that's you, share in the comments and welcome. You're in the right place. That was certainly me when I was in the ER. I'm going to do a live workshop next week to go deeper with this and workshop with you how we use some of the tools to unlock, unwind. We'll be doing some of that today as well, but we'll go way deeper into that in this workshop. So if you feel like you're exhausted, you're depleted, you're ready to let something higher manifest for your work, for your life, for your money, for your contribution, this is the workshop I'm inviting you to, and it's at drkimd.com/workshop. It's free to everyone, and you're all invited. And in the format we're doing it on, you can go and ask questions right now, and we can begin to interact even before it begins. So, all right, so let's get started. So what is this awakening? What is happening? As we begin to become more conscious, we realize we're not separate. And so doing things from this old construct of like, I'm going to fix your disease, I'm going to put a Band-Aid on this, or I'm just going to work harder and make more money, and then someday it will be okay. And like putting it outside of us, putting our power outside of us, putting our like freedom out there in the future. It's not now. The body starts to starve because the body will feel the difference between, I am free. I'm living in peace. I'm a creator. I'm allowing that life force that created me and creates me to come through and express itself. And I'm following that. I am surrendered and I'm fulfilled, right? The difference between that expansive, the body's open, I'm breathing fully, my cells are being nurtured, versus the rat race, right? I just got to keep going a little more. And then, or people think, these old constructs about like retirement. I'm just gonna like keep plowing away and then someday I'll let go and relax, but it's never gonna happen. It can't happen that way. And now we're seeing those structures fall apart and people are like, wait a minute, I have to keep going for another 10 years. And even then I don't think it's gonna work, right? Because we're not designed to operate that way. It's not the highest of what's really possible. We can do it differently. So finances, working, how many people and how many of you are in that situation like I was, you know, in the ER thinking, please God, get me out of here. Show me the way. This cannot be my path. I knew there was something inspired that led me to go into this career. And here I am just like dying. Tell me there's something more. Please show me the way, show me the door. I know I just made a rhyme there. I didn't even plan it. So how do we let that show up, right? Well, if everything is a reflection of what's happening within our self, we've got to open and allow way more surrender. And as I've shared with those who've mentored with me in groups and in small groups privately, that is a process. It is an unwinding of everything you think is true and a receptivity to let in the courage that you can begin to do it differently. Because as long as you keep thinking those structures are real and I'm limited and I'm powerless but I don't see another way. I don't know what you're talking about, right? Because we've got the blinders on. We can't begin to see until we become more receptive. And so the first thing I will invite you to is just soften your body. Soften your body. Let the breath come into the belly. Nothing good can happen until you are breathing more fully than you were. Yes, I was in the emergency for 5 days. Scariest thing ever. Thank you. I got diagnosed with an autoimmune disease that I'd never even heard of, myasthenia gravis. My body shut down and I want it back. Yeah, so what will happen is the physical body will begin to shut down as a reflection of that contraction. It is not, oh, myasthenia gravis came and got me. Oh, no, let me go, right? And then you need this like person to come and I'll save the day and extract it. That's not what disease is. It's not something that came into your body. It's not something that happened to you. It is the body reflecting your state of closure and contraction to life force. Period. End. Okay. All chronic diseases that aren't getting better no matter what you do are a reflection of our inner state of closure and contraction that prevent life force from flowing through. Doesn't mean they're wrong. Doesn't mean they're bad. Doesn't mean why do bad things happen to good people. It means it's showing us where we're ready to open. And so we'll either be receptive to that experience or receptive to like, wow, I really do hate my job. Receptive to like, this financial structure really isn't working for me doing it this way and thinking about money that way, right? Receptive where we're like, let me just become aware of where I am first and let it in. Because what you resist persists. And the more you contract, the more lack will show up in your life. Wow, there's so much fear. Let me let that in. Let me receive that experience. Only then can the system begin to recalibrate. We have to open first. And I know the last thing we want to do when we're so scared, when no, there really is no way out, is to open. We want to like double down on the closure and run harder and work more diligently. But you got to pause and realize, is this actually creating what I truly want, what my heart desires? The mind desires, yes, I want to work harder. I want to make more money. I want to get ahead. Why do we want that? Because we're trying to meet a heart's desire with a faulty premise, right? The heart, we just want to feel free. We want to feel loved. We want to be a contribution and be appreciated. So go direct, because those things you're doing aren't actually going to get you there. All right. So who has been awakening to that calling, to want to have a greater contribution, to know like, wow, I know I am connected with everyone and everything. And I have had, maybe you've had part of your own healing and awakening journey and realize like, whoa, there's more to it than what I thought. And you want to share that because it's natural. We want to share that when we receive that ourselves. So who is with me on that? Because we are creating new structures for healthcare. We are creating new structures for education. We are creating new structures for finances. We are creating new structures for, work, career, the whole thing, self-expression. It's not going to come from the outside in. It's going to come from an inner calling, an inner yes. Oh, yes. Me. I want to be a part of that, right? We know who we are. Sometimes we just need to be shown. Sometimes we just need to be pointed in that direction. Elizabeth said, me. Joe Spice, me too. Similar awakening. Susan Kenny, hello. Welcome. I'm practicing this and it's so much lighter. Awesome. Kat from Sweden. Someone in Facebook from Switzerland. Thanks for being here, you guys. Heidi, I'm curious about reopening a massage bodywork transformational business. How will I know when I'm ready after being depleted for so long? And so this is one of the main things we're going into in the workshop. So I will definitely invite you to that. It's at drkimd.com/workshop. We cannot do those kinds of expansive businesses and actually create prosperity in the old fear-based model of business. Just like we can't allow a truly inspired awakening education in the old systems of the in-the-box educational system, right? Sit in your seat, listen and behave, be obedient. Let me teach you about the brilliant nature that's within you. It can't come in that structure. We've got to create a new structure. And so it seems like this big monstrosity, whoa, a whole new structure before I can open my business. It actually starts in the mind. how do I think about this? Because you're going to go and like hang your shingle and make a video or whatever you're going to do. And if you're in that old structure of fear and separation, it's going to exhaust you. It's going to like, I have had people I've worked with who said, wow, I started my business and then my autoimmune disease came back because they were doing it in that faulty foundation, in that fear-based separation foundation of business and all the fear-based business models, fear-based strategies for trying to grow their business. You cannot grow a prosperity-based business in that model of fear and separation. You've got to shift first everything in you related to business and money. Wait a minute, right? I got to get clients. I got to fill my programs. I've got to generate money. I'm going to make money. You actually don't. Just like you don't make your new liver cells. If you get a cut on your finger, you're not making new skin cells. You're allowing your body to do it for you. You're allowing your wisdom and intelligence to do it for you. And guess what? It's the same thing in a prosperity-based business. And it's the same thing to allow the creation of these new structures. Some of them are already coming about, but you won't see them when you're in that old consciousness. You'll only see what you have the capacity to understand. So how do I increase my capacity to understand so I can see things, opportunities that I didn't see before? Start simple as it is, you guys, every time, right? Oh, soften your body. Because until you get into parasympathetic, right, out of fight or flight, you're not going to see anything. Nothing I say will make any sense. It'll just be like chippy blonde girl saying whatever, you know, positive new agey thing she's saying. That's how I would be seen from someone in closure, right? It'd be like hippy dippy. Because until you let go, you cannot receive something new. And so start with the body. And that's the easiest place to start. Take a deeper breath. Soften a little bit more. You will immediately become more receptive. You will immediately shift your physiology. You'll immediately shift your neural pathways and neural networks and brain activity. And you will immediately shift your electromagnetic field. We'll go more deeply into this and work with this in the workshop. It's at drkimd.com/workshop. How creative is that? All right. I know I want to make more of a contribution and be of assistance to others moving through similar things to me. But the more healing I do and the more I learn, the less I feel equipped to actually assist. Yes, this is why we must shift our consciousness first. We cannot do that inspired work in separation, fear, consciousness. It'll short circuit you. It'll stop you before you start. Like, why can't I just get in the seat and write my blog? You can't, because it's not going to be created in that consciousness. You have to shift your consciousness first. So I have worked with thousands and thousands of people over the last, I guess, 15 years to shift their frequency, to open up their consciousness, to allow the creation of all kinds of new things in their lives. It's so powerful. I'm no longer doing that on a one-on-one basis because it's way more powerful to be doing this in groups. And once a year or so, we open up the Be the Medicine group where I am working with you in a small group arrangement for a 4-month period. We have just opened the doors to that. So I'm going to share the invitation right now. It's at drkimd.com/BTM. It is a very significant commitment on my part, and it is a very significant commitment on your part to dedicate the energy that you are ready. Like, this isn't just give me a hit so I can survive the next 4 months. This is an existential foundational shift in you. If you are ready for that, you'll know. You'll know. And then it's a matter of saying yes every single moment. All right, it's coming. I'm choosing myself fully. The power is there. The resources are there. I'm letting them in. Act as if. Let your body know we're doing this, right? Whether it's this resource or something else, because the resources are here. The power is in you. And in the workshop, we'll talk about this a little more fully, but what are the things that have me not choose it? And how do I move that? So for those of you who know you are already clear, I'm 100% ready to choose my full power. I'm 100% ready to consciously create my life and the structures for my life where I am in freedom, where I am expressed, where I am in a contribution, and where I am receiving back even more than what I put in every day. You are invited to work with me live in the Be the Medicine program. It's at drkimd.com/BTM. And I will post that right here. Heidi said, a cup of tea makes everything better. Lorraine, I'm definitely ready to operate differently and embrace more expansive ways of being. Yep. I think a lot of people are feeling it, and I think a lot of people are numbing it. I think a lot of people are numbing it, letting go of old moving things and creating a shift of energy and enjoying a cup of tea. All right. I'm ready for something new. I don't know what. It's so difficult to move forward. Yes. And so the difficulty moving forward is just evidence that the old consciousness has, like, you've outgrown the old consciousness. Don't let it be anything other than that. This is a huge point, you guys, for what I'm sharing today. Don't let it's so difficult for me be anything other than evidence I have outgrown the old consciousness. The old consciousness is going to create the old construct, the old structures, the old, I have to go to this job every day. There is no other choice, right? The old, but you don't understand my bank account, so this doesn't apply to me, right? The old thought patterns holding your life together, you've outgrown them. They are going to get more excruciating by the moment. They are going to get more excruciating by the moment. And that's the good news, right? Because life's telling you, like, come over here. It's here. I'm here for you, right? So you're either going to double down on what's not working, in which case it will become more painful because it's serving you to let go. It's just inviting you. It's just there to show you you can let go, right? Or you begin to trust your knowing. Not my knowing, not what I'm saying, not your beliefs, positive beliefs. I know it could happen. Your knowing is certainty. Your knowing is unconditional. Your knowing is true, whether you believe it or you do not. Your knowing is true, whether you choose it or you do not. And it will always, always be a part of you. So if I say something that resonates with your knowing, oh my gosh, speeding up, feeling good, light, effervescent, maybe explosion of yes, it's going to resonate with your knowing. It's not about me. It's not about what anybody says, and it's not about belief. It's about the inner truth. It's already in you, but let's awaken it. I had an awakening after your 5-day challenge. We did that last December. I felt the true self. It hit me with tears from this. Known and unknown things. It quite amazed me. Thank you, Dr. Kim. Woohoo. The more you choose your knowing, the more you choose that truth, even though you necessarily don't believe it, don't feel it, and don't see evidence of it, the more it will show up in your life. The first thing that will happen is you begin to feel a little lighter, like, ooh, this is uncomfortable, but okay. Right? You begin to feel a little bit of lightness. Then you begin to start to see things. Oh, that thing, like that problem just dissolved. I didn't even need to worry about it. Things start taking care of themselves, right? Because you're choosing a new frequency. Things happen very differently at that higher frequency. And you start to feel it. You start to feel the energy of it. And it's not necessarily in that order. The one thing that is in that order is that you choose it first, then it comes in. Can't be the other way around, right? So even if it's something as simple as, I'm just going to choose to, write in the book, act as if. One of the most powerful tools. If you don't have the book, get the book, drkimd.com/book. Act as if. It is in here. Tool number 6, right? You begin to connect with that inner ease. all right, maybe XYZ hasn't shown up in my life yet. Maybe it still looks like a shit show, but if I were in peace, if I were infinitely resourced, how would I breathe my body right now? How would I move? How would I speak? What actions would I choose? You have to start at the beginning. You have to just start with the embodiment. Because as you embody, you're literally sending out an information. You're sending out a signal. It's an energetic transmission. And you better believe that the energetic emission from your electromagnetic system has an effect on the physical material around you, has an effect on the energy that looks like physical desk, physical computer, physical body around you. And it's not a subtle one. It's a powerful and significant one. So just begin to, whoa, let me try this on. She's saying if I just sort of act as if, right? As if I were sovereign and powerful, as if I were infinitely resourced, as if I were infinitely loved and supported. So try that right now. You have to shift your embodiment before it can show up in your reality. And the biggest reason, I'll talk about this in the workshop, there's 3 main reasons why we will not do that. And so we keep creating the same limitations over and over and over, and we keep saying how real they are. Yeah. Let's see if we can shift that. I had an awake. Oh, sorry, I read that one already. I'm in beautiful Vancouver. Hello, Jaria. Sue Gentry, everything feels different. Hard to describe, but like a really amazing cup of tea. Getting rid of old books, movies, old books and moving furniture. It feels so much lighter. It's weird. Like, where was my head before? That is so awesome. Who else is doing that? Because guess who else is doing that? We're doing that. I'm doing it in a degree. My husband is like massive overhaul. He had an incredible, very powerful foundational shift of consciousness. And now he has all the energy to like boom, 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 boom. He's revitalized his entire life in the most unbelievable ways. Okay, I guess that's where the cup of tea thing came from. I was reading these backwards. All right, what else? So this is the next thing I wanted to talk about is there's nothing wrong with you that you don't fit into that picture. And this is a little bit challenging because there's so much information out there telling you, here's what's wrong. Let's fix you. Here's your problem. Oh, I have PTSD. Oh, I'm carrying childhood trauma. Oh, I'm blah, 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 fill in the blank with like autoimmune disease of choice or weird energetic imprint of choice. Or like the more you look into this, the more problems there are. And I have found when we activate this inner shift, they dissolve. Right? Because I'm no longer being that. I'm no longer being the one who has that issue. I'm no longer being the one who has that problem. I'm no longer being the one who, I just can't handle it. I'm now being the I am. And the I am already knows, and the I am is already whole. So whenever you find, this is another great little tool, whenever you find, oh, it's just too much. I can't do it. I can't take anymore. You want to ask, who can't do it? Who can't take anymore? Who is hurting? I am. Who am I? Who am I? There's really no way to construct that from the mind. It's going to, what? Because it's something beyond what you understand. So you have to begin to look at, am I willing to be the I am that is beyond this, right? Your symptoms will come and go. Your issues and money stuff will come and go. And I'm still here. I'm still here observing all of it. So I can't be that illness. I can't be that symptom. I can't be that problem. I can't be that PTSD. Who am I? So there's nothing wrong with you that you don't fit into those structures and you can't keep making yourself, like there was nothing wrong with me that I couldn't just be a better ER doctor. Wasn't what I was meant to be. I'm meant to be the I am that I am. And as soon as I opened that, I had to embody it before it would show up. I kept thinking once it shows up, then I'll be more relaxed. And what did it create? More jail. So until I embodied it, it couldn't solidly anchor into my life. And it's anchored into my life. But who did I have to be? Not the Kim just getting better at manifesting. Not the Kim just finally healing my old belief system. Like, no. I have to realize I'm not the Kim. Who am I? Are you ready to be that powerful? Oh, this is so great because Lauren's saying, I understand that fully. Are the missing links willingness and courage? You couldn't have asked the question better. I even have one particular slide in the workshop because I have some video, slides in there specifically pointing to this. Where do willingness and courage fit into our energy system? What do willingness and courage unlock in our energy system? And I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you exactly where they fit in and exactly what they unlock. And how do I use that? How do I find the willingness? How do I find the courage? Well, again, as I've shared, keep softening the body. That's going to get you out of the old mind so you can begin to see, so you can begin to choose. Can't really do anything till you do at least that, because you'll just keep arguing for the limitation. But you don't understand. I really don't have time, right? I really want to, but I don't have the money. You'll keep arguing for the limitation. Wow, I'm receiving even more than what I am putting in every day. Is this possible for me? How is it possible to receive even more? Oh, sweet girl. We are meant to live that way. We are meant to contribute. Just like if I show up and do this broadcast and I take whatever amount of time and I put whatever amount of energy, if I don't receive more back than what I put in, was that a wise investment? Like, I got a little out of it, but I mean, I put so much into it, I'd be depleted. Or, oh, I got something out of it. I put something into it. Maybe it's equal. Would I really keep bothering? Like, might as well just sit home if it's an equal 1-to-1. If I don't receive back more than what I put in, is that a wise investment? You are in every moment investing your energy, your time, your money, whatever you want to call it. You are investing every moment of your life force into something. Are you investing it into the things that feed you, that replete you, that bring back even more than what you put in? And so great if you're starting with that today to realize like that's possible. As I'll share in the workshop, mirror neuron effect. When you find someone living in that consciousness and that embodiment, just let it in. Your cellular already knows just by looking at or thinking about that person how to let it in for you. So yes, yes, yes. Elizabeth, I'm so ready. Oh, Christy, I feel like I've been aware of it all for so long, but my symptoms continue. Feel better mentally, but not physically. Yes, being aware of it is not the same as embodying it. It takes a massive amount of courage. And you won't access that courage if you don't have the big picture of like, why am I even doing this? All right. So the workshop, we will go into that. We will go into your why. For those of you who are ready to work with me live, the Be the Medicine program is already open where we will do this work together. We will do the work to shift your energy system. We will do the work to shift your cellular. We will do the work to shift your embodiment, your vessel. So it is fully equipped to transmit, to live, to create the knowing, the I am, what you truly are. All right, the workshop's at drkimd.com/workshop. We are going to be here every week for Mind Body TV, broadcasting at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. Subscribe in YouTube, Dr. Kim Duramo. If you're in Facebook, we're in the Mind Body community. We do have the book available. It's a great place for everyone to start who is new to this work or old to this work, but you're like, I don't even think I read the book. Read the book. It will awaken codes within your system. It will awaken your knowing. It is designed to awaken the truth in you, not just give you more information. It is designed to give you tools to work with every day to continue to awaken that truth in you. So that is at drkimd.com/book, the Mind Body Toolkit. It's also available if you want the physical book on Amazon. We have all kinds of things coming up. The workshop is a great place to start. So come to drkimd.com/workshop. That will be incredibly opening, enlivening, activating for all of you. And for anyone you love who you know is interested in this as well, or who's suffering and doesn't know why. Thank you guys. Hafsa, I'm cool all the time, like parasympathetic state, but now I understand I'm in a shutdown. Please tell me how I can come out of the freeze. Yes. If we're cold all the time, that's actually not the parasympathetic. It's the sympathetic fight or flight. So we will do some workshopping on this and go more deep. What if I'm already healed from childhood trauma? I'm resourced fully. Am I willing to take a leap into the unknown and truly trust the universe has my back? Huge aha. Love it. So great. Do you embody by breathing? So yes, that's the start, because the what we're moving into, the freedom, what is the embodiment of that? Well, would I be breathing shallow, or would I be breathing freely? Start breathing freely. The rest will show you. Yes, I was always out of the box. Stop fixing and allowing is very scary, yet rewarding. Symptoms got worse. They will get worse as you close down. In fact, as soon as you open, sometimes things intensify as it's moving out. Cindy from Connecticut, it took me 25 minutes to sign in chat, but I've been listening, had an awakening this summer, and nothing has been the same since. Me too. Beautiful, you guys. Thank you for being here. I will see you at the workshop next week. I will see you also next week here. And yeah, definitely stay tuned. Subscribe at drkimd.com. The workshop, you can begin to ask questions now. I'm going to go in and look at them. So if something sparked for you, share it here in the comments. You can go over to the workshop and ask a question. We're going to go into a lot of depth with this. And we also have had a few people already come in to be the medicine program. So I want to welcome you. I am super excited for what we will be doing together over the next 4 months. It will be more powerful than you think. And I know people come into this thinking like, well, I already thought it was going to be mind-blowingly powerful. It's going to be bigger than what you had anticipated, because we are not working in the realm of the known. We are working beyond that. And so sky's the limit, you guys. Like, beyond the sky is the limit. And everything that's ready, you guys, it's 2023. We are really stepping into really deep power. New structures are being created societally because of what we are opening within ourselves individually. It is a reflection of what's in us. Do not underestimate your power. All right. I love you guys. I look forward to seeing you, and I'll see you in the workshop. Bye.